first heard about the massacres taking place in East Pakistan then, on the 26th, someone called me early in the morning from Washington, a relative, and said, have you heard what has happened to Dhaka? Mass exodus from Bangladesh into India. Miles upon miles of people leaving with their mats, with their pots and pans. And then honing in to this lone woman stooped over with a stick, her face almost touching the ground, and she was singing a song, and that said it all for me. This cannot be. This should not be. This should not be.
A particularly horrifying picture that really struck me was of a man carrying his wife, and they were both very emaciated. They looked like they were starving, and he was trying to carry her to a medical clinic.
How could this be? What is happening? Where is he fleeing from? Why are they so thin? And that was really the beginning of my concern and even knowledge about of what is now Bangladesh, East Pakistan.
All the refugees were lined up behind him, and they were all in terrible shape. And it said that she died before they got her to the clinic. The key article was in the New York Times. The title of the article was something like, U.S. aid continues to Pakistan in spite of ban, And he was the one who described first that there were Pakistani ships coming in to pick up U.S. military aid and take them over. Our government was actually supporting the military dictatorship that was killing all these people. We sort of felt, well, what could we do? There was nobody to write letters to or whatever, so we were kind of at a loss as to whether we could do anything to respond.
We felt so helpless that we cannot do anything, sitting so many thousand miles away in a comfortable home when the people are suffering.
Some of the ideas that were being proposed, like Sultana, was urging people to write lots of letters to the newspapers to try to get their friends involved.
They said, what we propose is to go to New York, to Baltimore, to Boston, and blockade the ships carrying arms to Pakistan. And we said, what? He says, what we propose to do is to get into little dinghies and just surround the ship. No, that is absolutely bizarre and crazy.
And one of the members of the Overseas Impact Group said, we should mine the harbor,
We have engineers among us. We can create a mine to blow up the ship.
We said, yes, we have to stop these ships. That's right. It's terrible what's happening. But a better way than blowing them up, or like mining the harbor or something like that, would be to mine the harbor with our own bodies.
I don't recall which Quaker it was who spoke up and said, we can use our bodies as mines, we can use our spirit as mines.
People would be seeing, well, now wait a minute, the government is saying that we're not sending military aid to Pakistan. Here's a bunch of people out in the river blocking a ship that's coming in to pick up U.S. military aid to Pakistan. So something is wrong. But we didn't have much time because the Padma was heading for Baltimore.
And overnight, they had heard about it. In exactly less than 10 hours, the crowd from Philadelphia moved into Baltimore. They already had friendly contacts in Baltimore through the Quakers, and the harbor was full.
So we had people with binoculars, looking down the bay. The newspaper reporters joined in because they wanted to find out when it was coming. We found a place to launch our boats that was on the grounds of a hospital right by the harbor. and had a good view of the whole harbor, so we could see the ships coming in. There were already police boats, a big police boat called the Intrepid out in the water, and there were police on the shore. The police told them, if you put your canoe in the water, we will arrest you right there. So one of the people, Wayne Lauser was his name, who was leading that part of it, he said, well, we know you have to do what you have to do, but we're trying to save 20 million lives, so we have to do this.
If we're going to get arrested, we might as well go. So the three of us got in our canoes and started, and other people launched the canoes and kayaks and came.
This is a very large harbor, lots of docks, lots of boats, big plants, factories around, and so on, and a very kind of smelly place. That lots of oil on the water, lots of trash up on the shore, and everything. Each Coast Guard boat had a Baltimore policeman in it, so we knew they were really serious. So we would shout back, well, this ship represents the death of 20 million people, we can't be silent while this is happening. Then the ship appeared, and we could see it coming with its tugboats and escort ten. So we just started paddling to try to get in front of the ship. I think when we first saw the ship, my feeling was mostly one of elation, because we had been waiting for several days and we didn't have good information on when it was going to come. So to finally see it, I felt really great that here it is and we're going to go get it.